Hey Cowboys Nation, let's go for another round of news from America's team. Watch until the end so you don't miss any news and sign up to stay tuned for everything that comes out about the Cowboys.
Cowboys CeeDee Lamb makes final decision on workouts amid contract strife. The Cowboys will begin voluntary offseason workouts today, April 15th, but they are doing so with an especially notable absence. Star wide receiver CeeDee Lamb is staying away as he awaits a new contract extension from the team. ESPN's Adam Schefter first reported on Monday morning that Lamb was not expected to be on hand for the workouts. He wrote on Twitter, X, Cowboys CeeDee Lamb isn't expected to attend the start of Dallas' voluntary offseason program Monday while he awaits a new contract to replace the one scheduled to pay him a fully guaranteed $17.199 million for his upcoming fifth-year option season. Beat writer Calvin Watkins of the Dallas Morning News followed up on that by confirming that Lamb is, in fact, not on hand for the workouts. CeeDee Lamb is not participating in the Cowboys' offseason program. Per a source with knowledge of the negotiations or lack thereof on a contract extension, why would he? Cowboys facing an expensive offseason contracts have been the name of the game for the Cowboys this offseason, as the team has done precious little to improve its roster, instead bracing for the upcoming payments to keep Lamb in place, along with edge rusher Micah Parsons and quarterback Dak Prescott. All are going to need big money deals. If the Cowboys make no move on Prescott, he will carry an incredible cap hit of $55 million for the season. Parsons is signed for $3 million this year, and has a fifth-year option in 2025 at $21.4 million. The urgency is less palpable there, but the Cowboys need to give him a new deal. Of the three contracts, Lamb might be the trickiest. As Schefter referenced, he is signed for $18 million in 2024, the amount of his fifth-year option. But he does not want to play under that contract, he wants a big new deal, now. The problem is, he wants to top the per-year average of Dolphins receiver Tyreek Hill, who earns $30 million per year. The Cowboys are going to do what they can to avoid going that high to keep Lamb, but that opens the way for a potentially ugly situation to develop. CeeDee Lamb still under rookie deal. We're a long way from it. Missing voluntary workouts is not that big of a deal because they are, after all, voluntary, but there has been little progress reported on a contract for Lamb, or for Prescott for that matter. If the situation continues that way, Prescott would be fine playing out his contract at $55 million. But Lamb would not. Any issue between him and the team now threatens to linger into the season, and could lead to a holdout. Dallas Morning News beat writer Michael Gelkin reported earlier in the month that it would be a surprise if Lamb showed up at the Star for any team activities, even the organized team activities, which are not voluntary and begin on May 24th, until he has a new contract in. Lamb's projected value is north of the record $30 million per year Miami Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill earns. Hill signed that contract in 2022. The league's salary cap has since increased 22.7%, Gelkin wrote. In short, $17.99 million does not cover it. Lamb and Hill were Associated Press first-team All-Pro selections in 2023. Lamb is an elite player on the cusp of market-resetting compensation. Participating in the spring under a rookie contract team option is not what elite players do. Cowboys urged to land 2.7 TD QB as potential Dak Prescott replacement. The Dallas Cowboys could be target a dual-threat quarterback as a potential insurance policy for Dak Prescott. Entering the 2024 NFL Draft, the Cowboys have a potential quarterback dilemma on their hands. Prescott is entering the final year of his contract and there are no immediate talks for a new deal. While Dallas remains adamant that Prescott is in their plans for the future, the reality is that he could leave the team in free agency next offseason. As Bleacher Report's Maurice Motone writes, Florida State's Jordan Travis is one quarterback the Cowboys should target as a potential replacement for Prescott. If the Cowboys can harness Travis's athleticism without limiting his upside as a playmaker, he could become a dynamic signal caller with the team's supporting cast, writes Motone. Jordan Travis had been a Heisman Trophy favorite prior to injury. The 23-year-old Travis was actually a favorite to win the Heisman Trophy during the 2023 season, leading the Seminoles to an 11-0 record and on the verge of a college football playoff appearance. However, he suffered a season-ending broken leg injury against North Alabama while fighting for extra yardage. Prior to his injury, Travis had thrown for 20 touchdowns against just 2 interceptions for a 64.1% completion rate in addition to 7 touchdowns. If the Cowboys can harness Travis's athleticism without limiting his upside as a playmaker, he could become a dynamic signal caller with the team's supporting cast, writes Modone. Jordan Travis had been a Heisman Trophy favorite prior to injury. The 23-year-old Travis was actually a favorite to win the Heisman Trophy during the 2023 season, leading the Seminoles to an 11-0 record and on the verge of a college football playoff appearance. However, he suffered a season-ending broken leg injury against North Alabama while fighting for extra yardage. Prior to his injury, Travis had thrown for 20 touchdowns against just 2 interceptions for a 64.1% completion rate in addition to 7 touchdowns. While Travis is still working to recover fully from his leg injury, he expects to be fully recovered in time for spring workouts. Via Cherian Williams of NBC Sports, "At this point, I'm taking it day by day," Travis said. "I'm so thankful to wake up every single day, look down at my shoes, and I'm so grateful. It's been a journey, for sure. My family has helped me get through it. But yeah, I should be ready by May. That's my goal. May, June, so ready for it." Why Cowboys could benefit from drafting Jordan Travis. While the idea of selecting Travis may not be overly exciting for Cowboys fans when it comes to considering potential Prescott replacements, it's a move that makes sense because it's low risk and high reward. Travis isn't expected to be selected until the later rounds of the draft. That means if the Cowboys were to select Travis anywhere from the 5th to 7th rounds, there won't be any sort of quarterback controversy regardless of Prescott's contract situation. However, Travis could be ready to develop into a viable quarterback once he goes through a full pro season recovered from his leg injury. As Modone mentions, Travis has been one of the best dual-threat quarterbacks in the league over the past 2 seasons. That being said, the 23-year-old looked like one of the best dual-threat signal callers in the country over the past 2 years, throwing for 5,970 yards, 44 touchdowns and just 7 interceptions while rushing for 593 yards and 14 touchdowns in that stretch, writes Modone. The Cowboys have 2 other quarterbacks on its roster in Cooper Rush and Trey Lance. While Rush is a valued backup and holds a 5-1 career record as starter, Dallas won't be leaning on him to be its franchise quarterback if Prescott leaves. Lance is a possibility considering his former number 3 pick status and the fact that Dallas gave up draft capital to acquire him. However, he's largely an unknown at this stage of his career after starting just 4 games. Drafting Travis will cost the Cowboys absolutely nothing while giving them a potential replacement for Prescott.